then what is the future of it and how we can align with that. And then, importantly, I will show you what are the key tools which you can explore and understand how these agents are working. And then how you can actually make use of your day-to-day tasks, or, it's like if you want to grow in the tech space, you have to understand and then you have to use this to, grow forward. So that's what I'm going to show you on the intelligence side. So my name is Sukumar Sukuraj. I'm a software architect, and my day-to-day task is to be an design and architecting the high volume systems. If you see any bank in India, most probably I have touched it. So if you have any account in any bank in India, likely I said, I have involved in any one of the technical tasks in that. So that's a short introduction about me. Before going into it, any questions or anything, we can feel free to discuss. And today's agenda, so I'm going to discuss about what are the AI agents and how AI agent works and the type of AI agents are available, and then how AI agents are working in the real life. What is the small differences between the normal AI, what we are using day to day in our tasks, as well as the agents, what we are talking as are bringing to our world. Okay. In India, if you see that, the AI agents are not pretty much active. Whoever is having accounts in US and they come to India, they can use that account, which means that in India it is not that activated. As a country, India, the ChatGPT, the primary agent holder, which is not activated yet. Okay, and then mobile subscribers, they are not allowed to get into the operator's space, which is called the agent space in India. But however, we can understand how that is working, and then what are the tasks it can do. We call it as task, but it's like a magic. Okay, so what are they are doing as part of the operators, and in the worst extent, we can say that how it is going to screw up the world, tech world, let's say. Okay, and then benefits of AI agents not about only the screwing up of the day-to-day life or the career, but there are so much of benefits also. And then we will also talk about future of AI agents, and I will show you a paid version of AI task folder from ChatGPT. And then there are some other, top players also I will show you. But the actual agent, even I don't have access as part of the enterprise, account. But however, as much as I can show you, you can understand, how that works as well. Okay, so introduction to AI agents. Before we talk about AI agents, we all know about AI, how it works, right? So most of us, almost 100% of us, we might have used any one of the tools, let's say, starting from WhatsApp, right? So WhatsApp Meta, you might have used a new icon displayed there, right? So if you see that almost 50 to 70 billion messages which already processed from the Meta. If you talk about this as a free version, it reached to all 700 millions of users across the world from the WhatsApp itself as part of the Meta AI verse. But there are some countries like Japan and then China, and even in Saudi, UAE space, these are all not allowed predominantly. Okay, which they have developed their own models and they don't want to expose so many things to the US or outside of the their own country as part of the GPA rules. Okay, so having said all these things, there are two things. One is the free version and the paid version, and all these agents. It's not about agents; it is about AI. Whatever you are using, whatever they are processing. And very recently, we have got a shocking news that DeepSeek, as a AI, come up with a very fast phase. And then it's a kind of fully open source, which is equal to ChatGPT as well as the top players in the AI space, and they have come across with a lot of magics with the lower computing skills. For example, when I talk about computing skills, why not as a person from the education industry cannot create a AI space of application like ChatGPT? We can't because it requires a lot of computing resources. Okay, so that's where the Nvidia and some of these chip makers are coming into the picture, and then they have got a lot of business in this particular space, and then they have given a space to host the applications where it's like the AI applications, which are the resource crunch applications, which can process the large, data languages and models, and then give you the inputs within, 1 or 2 minutes. But now DeepSeek is coming up with a different algorithm saying that we don't require this much of, computing space, but it's like a very large data set. We will process it in the minimum level of computing space. So that's the key differentiator as well as the value proposition from the DeepSeek. And there are so much of contributions across. This besides that, when we started the discussion with the free, offering from the Meta AI, which is called, the WhatsApp AI, WhatsApp AI. And when you compare or use with the ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot, or the Perplexity AI, so these are all, some of the top layers where you can use it for a free as well. But the free comes with its own limitations. Actually, you can't do so many other things as well. Part of the enterprise requirements are, when you go your requirement, something like you want to do research, you want to do some research as part of your thesis, but that should not be a, humanized. I mean, that should not be an AI version. The images, then you have to, not only images but content, then you have to go for the paid one. It's really worth of it. There are so many offerings which they are saying. These are all comes under the AI space. Okay. So now we are not going to use the space of, free world as part of the AI, because that require the, they have reserved with the minimum number of computing agents where it is all queue based system. For example, if the queue is full, then you will be waiting or you will not be getting the response as well. And then up to date information will not be there in the free AI space as well. Now, when we talk about AI agents, right? So it is like there are some specific tasks which wanted to be performed. Let me say, as an enterprise terms, we have an worker who is doing the certain task every day. He will be monitoring our systems and the servers, and then softwares, applications, and all, or developing an application continuously, and then based on the business requirements, based on the the changes what the organization offers, right? So these tasks, we don't want to repeatedly do it by a person. Okay. By years of experiences, he will be growing up, and then he will be doing some sort of improvements on the program writing, or in terms of monitoring, or in terms of exploring or architecting the systems and other things. Now, how can I replace, or how can I make it very efficiently? That's where the agents come into the picture. It is also a software program. I don't want to just repeat or read the presentation. I just give you the explanation about what the real time, how we are using. Okay, that way you can understand more information, and you can ask me more questions also towards it. Now, how can we replace it? It's not about replacing it. How can we improve it? That's the starting point. Now, when you realize it, Google released offering called the Google Glasses back in around 10 years before, right? So, with the Google Glasses, we used to order that, book a ticket, movie ticket for Sunday evening, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. show. Okay. I just say the movie name, and then city name, and then the timing what I require. That's it. And what it will do is, it will automatically find which theater around me, my location, which is, which theater is actually having that movie running in that particular show, and then it will automatically use my login credentials, and then book the ticket, and then give it to us also. This was one of the mini agent side of the miniature of the agent, which you can realize it. Okay, that's a failure model anyway. But there is another thing called rapid. Rapid is the actual the AI agent. It's a world's mini AI agent device. Okay, it's a very popular device in the US, and which it will be doing very magical thing. For example, if you ask anything, it will perfectly do it without having any errors. Okay, this is one of the AI agent form. Okay, it's a hardware, it's a kind of firmware which is appliance-based system, which is on our hand, which we can tell them that. I mean, it's not that tell them that, it's kind of order them that do this one, do that one, and create a program, and then send it to my email ID, send it to this person, send it to that person, or remind me around 8 o'clock and then my name is this, my kid name is this, my date of birth is this, my due date is like I have to pay my insurance at this particular point in time, and then remind me 2 days before, 3 days before. If I tell them just like that, it will automatically remind me. Okay, reminding, it's kind of highly efficient AI assistance. Okay, so we don't, I mean, it's like continuously coaching, but the thing is like it has its own capability of intelligence. It can come up with that. Now, when we talk about agents, it is going one level above. Okay, so it is not about reminding or kind of assistance, but it will be doing the task for me. I have a programmer. I just tell them that you have to tell in the program or write a program. This is my project, and your contribution is this, and you have to do this task efficiently, which means that all 24 hours it will be doing the program, though it is having some limitations. But the operator comes up with that plan that it's like the 8 hours only the programmer works, but here it is like 24 hours. And I'm a coder, but last 1 year I don't code as well. I don't write a line of code. Everything I just prompt it, and then it will be doing it by itself, and then give it to me. I don't even correct the mistakes also. I keep enriching my the prompting, and then it will tell me that this is how I have to use it. It is applicable for my designing, architecting as well. Now, agent side, I can replace it, or I can ask the programmer to use this particular AI agent and then improve the productivity. That's how I see as an AI agent. But tech billionaires, what they are predicting as an agent, which is to replace the workers. Okay, for example, the AI assistants. Okay, so if you wanted to have a chat pad, or if you wanted to call a customer care center, for example, Uber or Ola. Okay, so previously it was all having almost 500 to 700 billionaires in what day-to-day task, day-to-day compliance in Uber. Now it's like 50 to 60 members only. That is also not in the operation side. It is all in the management side to manage how these things are going. Everything is automated. You can't get anybody to speak as well. Not only Uber, the Indian version, which is Ola, right? So now these are all handled by the system. So if you go for any banking, right? So we have introduced one virtual agent as well, where you don't want to speak to a real customer care agent, but the agent will be coming as an AI. And the Indian version of this Ola understand, right? So all based on your account only. So that way we are seeing as an agent, either you can see as an improvement for your career or your performance, personal performance in terms of the operations or intelligence, or the way how they are saying that you replace it. Actually, we have replaced so many customer care with help of AI, which means that most of the customer cares are self agents, which means that you chat with the chat GPT. It's not a chat GPT, it's a chat bot, and then that will be assisting your balance, and then all of these things whenever whatever is required 24/7 for your assistance in your fingertips as well. So this is how it works. This is what the meaning of AI agents. Now, why should you care about AI agents? It's all about it's about giving the new perception about the industry, how we were looking at in 5 years down the line, or starting from now, 5 years, what and where we will be, like education industry or healthcare or financial industry, whatever it is you can call it as. It's a kind of the fishing side. So everything is like it's giving a new perception and then approach to it. Now when we say that ship is not an smart ship, now we are all talking about smart ship. Okay, so whenever you take it, now it's like a small ring comes in with the AI, which is called a smart ring. Okay, so I don't know whether anybody heard about it, but this is how it works. The smart ring, which can actually understand all our activities and then report it to the internet, and then talking about how my performance it is. Okay, for example, how many hours I woke up, and then what is my heartbeat, and then what I should be doing, blood pressure. There are so many statistics it is getting in. So we were not thinking about this area at all. And even in the form of, the watches, smart watches. Even with 1,000 rupees, we are getting these watches, right? So these are all kind of new perception. Now, we are slightly talking about AI as well as AI agents as well. But when we talk about AI agents, it's like we are making some task. Okay, so it is like reshaping the industry, and then every industry is trying to use this agent to improve their performance or improve their perception to their customers. Okay, their approach to their customers. Now, when we talk about the jobs, okay, so it is like when a student is actually, learning something on the curriculum, and then he is preparing for getting into the role of, IT, let's say programmer. The regular approach will not be, working anymore. He need to be smart. He need to be knowing all these tools, how it works, and then how can he use that to get it, improved his way of approach. Okay, so all of these things are really, really required, and entrepreneurship as well. For example, if I wanted to approach a customer, what is my customer's behavior, customer's expectation, customer's activity, based on that activity, whether he is a right customer or not, or he is not a fit for me, for my requirement or my company. So that kind of intelligence we can get it. And then, some of these tools like Tesla Autopilot, Watson, or
So you continue, sir. I muted. Sir, you please proceed. Sir, please unmute your mic, sir. Sorry, sir.
all right.
Yes, sir. Sir, you please proceed.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine then. Yeah. So this is how, the AI agents which we need to care about. Okay. Now, how AI agents work. So if you all know how AI works, then it is easy for us to understand how AI agents work. So right now we are in a space where we are looking for the industry to get a specific enterprise to get their own intelligence, their own, AI model. Okay, so previously in the sense like right now, most of the companies are using the general AI, which is called ChatGPT, which supports for entire industry. For example, healthcare. If you ask about a particular medicine, it will suggest. If you talk about any law specifically to that particular region or country, it will support. Now we are looking for, or we are working on getting AI on a particular industry. For example, if a healthcare industry, I have to understand all the heartbeat of the patients coming into my hospital, and I wanted to predict that, how the heartbeat is all about in the particular regions, and then where all, what are the kind of different diseases or different patterns of the heartbeat which comes across, and then what are the different mechanisms to, slow down or improve, or whatever the activity which they do. It is specifically on the healthcare side, right? So, same it goes for financial industry also. Who are the tech billionaires and where are they are investing? How the IT guy is going to invest where. So what is their earning patterns, and then what is their spending pattern? So all these things they are, predicting also. They predict based on the, why they are predicting, because they wanted to better propose their own products to that customers. They cannot propose a $10 product to a millionaire, right? So they have to predict, they have to propose at least, 10,000 or $20,000 to a millionaire, then only they will buy. Otherwise, even if a customer is worth of, buying only $10 products, and if they suggest to them that $20,000 product worth of it, then it is not going to be set, right? So similar like that only. So we are working on a space now to get the intelligence or AI specifically on a particular industry. Okay. Now, if I organize a data center, for example, a bank, let's say I'm managing a bank, and then that bank I'm hosting it in my own data center, which means that I have to protect my customer data, my intelligence data within my organization only. I don't want to export that to internet also. I don't want to host that in the cloud also. So that kind of space which we are, working on it. We are also talking about GPUs and, more and more computing power, which means that the laptop contains with the, 10, 8 core or 16 core or 32 core, even 64 core it comes in. Now we are talking about 1 TB of core, and then, that comes with the processing ability of, managing 10,000 to 1 million customers, requirements. I mean, the queries and other things. So this is what we are expecting, which means that I need more computing power to get the LLM agents or, kind of the agent predicting models. Okay, I need to have a tool. I need to have a, a mechanism where it can actually get up to date information about the learning language models, okay, or large language models. So the traditional language model, I don't want to host myself unless otherwise I am going to host to a particular, specific industry people or the general crowd which we are talking about. For example, Alexa. If you have used Alexa, you might be knowing that how it is actually gathering the data with the word of Alexa, right? Okay, Google. That's the Google class, and the Google AI assistants also hear about it. So these things are comes under the large, language models. But when we talk about agents, we need additional compute power, additional, tools where it will automatically connect to the internet and then collect the data and make it up to the mark, so that it can actually, do its own tasks based on the orders what it receives. Okay, so we classify into 5 different spaces. One is that perception, which means that it understands what is the input it is gathering, and then it comes to a decision making using the machine level, algorithms based on the predefined machine level algorithm, that it could be, or it could be this one or that one. So this kind of, reasoning, it will be making a decision up to, within 1 to 2 seconds. But if you see that, it will be all, kind of gimmicks. Okay, ChatGPT, if you put anything, it will all be like, word by word it is typing, right? Have you realized that when we query SQL, it will just, in a splash we get that information. But in ChatGPT, if you wanted to write 500, words of content, it will not be writing in one shot, but it will be writing word by word. So these kind of things are, based on the computing power only. It's like how it is going to gather those kind of information in unique way. Some people ask that unique way, right? So all these things are comes under the reasoning model, where the predefined machine level algorithms will be predicting it. And now learning, like how many people, how many attempts of that particular, learning, that particular prompting is, given, and then the space, and then it will automatically improve, automatically sync up with the, other algorithms, and then make it better understanding. So that we call it as learning. Okay, we also call it as, this is how the Google AI assistants also grown, which means that around 7 to 8 years before Google AI assistants released, and then this is available for across the, Android mobile. So everybody was started using it. We were all thinking that it is all going to be, killer AI assistants. Okay, but it turned into a different way. But the intended approach for that, or intended objective for AI agent, is that slowly understand all the user requirements, user prompts, and then it improve by itself, and then it will be available for a particular user. For example, if I am prompting it that remind me at 8 o'clock, remind me at 9 o'clock, whatever I say, right? So it will all be connected with my Google account, and then it will automatically, set the prompting for me. Same goes for Google Home. So we can prompt this, and then we can make it out. So these are all kind of learning. Very recently, there is a company called Rocky AI. Okay, so if you have used Rocky AI is one of the highly intelligent AI assistants. Okay, it's a kind of coach, which means that the data will be available only for you. So this will be like, you can customize it, your age based on that, where you are located, everything. Whenever you ask any query, it will be automatically understanding it and then predicting it, and then it will be reminding for you, which means that your data, you coach it. Please learn this one, please learn that one. So then it will be automatically learning it, which means that you are growing up a child where the child knows everything, right? That's what the specialty about Rocky AI. And it's a paid version, but it is really worth it. You can try it as well. That comes under the learning side. And we were also training a particular, AI agents. It's like 8 to 10. Okay, so that's the score which we wanted to prompt and then, train the system. But we could train up to 8.9. It means that 4 points only we could train, and it is really really hard because the kind of learning what they are doing, and as part of that, the machine level languages what we are trying to the algorithms what we are doing or prompting what we are doing. It's really really hard. It comes up with its own patterns to learn. Okay, and now action. This is where it comes under the agents, which means that execute task. It is all combined with whatever it learned, whatever it understood, whatever you are prompting it before and after, and then during the time of execution, and then based on some other people, how do they have predicted or found out, and then based on that it will do the action. Okay, so end of the day, it is like you need more and more computing power, and then the agents uses the same LLM only, but specifically if you target for any industry related LLM, it will be using it. Otherwise, it will be using the general one. Now the LLM is also generalized, which means that one specific LLM can be used for across, and then you can modify that general LLM specifically to that particular industry, and then you can more and more you can train it. That's the way how the agents work, and then add more intelligence in that particular space. Now, if you talk about the type of AI agents, we say that 4 to 5 different types, but these are the most used agents. Okay, the one is that reactive AI, which means that there is no memory. You might have seen that in the ChatGPT version. It say that if you query more and more again and again, it will say that no memory available. Please try again later, because the free version comes with the limitation, which means that only 332 KB or something. Okay, so that's what the range of memory which they say. And whenever you prompt it, it will remind it. Okay, so that way it will be like having that reactive. Okay, even the chess AI, if you use chess.com or any of the AI players in chess, right, you will be getting some suggestions based on the AI saying that you have done it last last day with this move, and you won. Or when you move a particular coin, it will say that this is a wrong move, or this will not be a good move, something like that. But it is not having any memory. Once after that particular session end, that's it. There is nothing remember also. Now comes with the limited memory agents. It is like I have given an example of self-driving car, which means that per attempt, per trip, whatever you are seeing it all capture it, and then based on that it will predict it. For example, Uber or Ola or anybody, whoever is doing it, is not only for the self-driving cars, but now they are attaching with the automatic the driver used cars as well. Now Uber is capturing whenever the trip starts, every aspects about the land he is taking. So it's all about the limited memory agents to predict or avoid any of the unforeseen events. Okay. Now, kind of, it's a kind of mind agent, which means that it is all about emotions, which means it is having the memory, it is having good amount of memory, and then it will be predicting with based on my previous attempts, previous prompts, and then even it also compare with the existing prompts, and then it will provide my information. Okay, let me tell you a small example. I wanted to read a particular letter to my loved one. Okay, I wanted to write it with an emotions. Okay, so you might be having you might have seen that Grammarly how it works, right? So Grammarly works in different way altogether. It's a kind of different tool. It's very wonderful tool. Comes as part of the AI, and it also predict based on the score of emotions and all the aspects about how you wanted to write it, what word will help and work. So based on the mindset of previous attempts and all. So that's the perfect example of theory of mind agents. Okay, and then the next one is that self-aware agents. It's like a human-like activities. That's what is going to be the killer in the industry. Okay, so it is like it will do whatever we say that. For example, I wanted to predict. I wanted to get 100 customers from LinkedIn. That's what's my prompt. Okay, so I will tell them that this is my product, this is what I'm doing it, and then this is what my expectation, and these are the qualifications, and these are the customer qualifications, my persona, and then it will predict, and then it will automatically browse and then give us the suggestions on these are the customers which I can use it. So I mean, this is one of the tasks what marketers usually do it, but this is something which I can do it as well using the agents. Okay. Now, in real life, what are the things which we are using? The chatbots, let's say, ChatGPT, Google Bard, or, Google Gemini, or, any of the customer support bots, which means that we continuously prompt the query and then it will continuously provide the answer. It won't be tired, and then, it won't let us tired also. And I can give that work, give them the work and then go away, which means that it will do, when I sleep as well. I'll show you how it works as part of the ChatGPT task. Okay. And then self-driving cars, especially if you have heard about the Tesla or Waymo, it's all about, it drive by itself. I mean, in industry-wide, when we say self-driving cars, we store peta-TB, data, which means that every trip comes with the terabytes of data, and it visualizes everything, whatever it sees, either it is a bird or either it is a human, either it is a small rock in that, or it will be like a road which is going up and down. So everything it will be like visualizing in terms of weather, in terms of the climating conditions or crowd, or everything it will be visualizing it, and then it will plot its own way of it, and short, long distances and everything. That's the specialty of Tesla as well as Waymo. And even there are some videos where Tesla released that, I mean, it will predict the accidents, well before. That feature is not available in most of the brands, not even most of the brands. I don't see that particular feature in any of the brands actually, other than Tesla. Okay. And then healthcare AI diagnosing, diseases or anything. So very recently we have come across with a cancer institute, what they wanted to implementing AI. So it was like very challenging thing, but we have implemented to predict, whether that particular patient's cancer cells, how that is going to, grow. It's all like we don't want to let the patient, or we don't want to let the cancer to grow. Before that, we will predict it based on, the diagnostics, or based on the current situations, or, how it is going. Even in the financial industry also, for example, there are so many applications available in the Google Play or App Stores, where you can install it, and they will tell that first 3 days I'm spending so much of money, and then fourth day onwards, fifth day onwards we don't spend it. So it will be telling that what is my spending habits, what is my spending rate, and how I have to spend it, and where I have to spend it. If I tell them that I'm going to buy a TV or I'm going to buy a mobile, and it will automatically predict and tell that no, don't buy this particular mobile, you buy some other mobile which is work for your expenses or work for your income. Same goes for even predicting that how many kilometers. For example, I put up petrol for 2,000 rupees for my car, and today if I put it based on my usage on the car, it will tell that from today you have to again refill in 20 days or 30 days based on the price what I'm actually filling. So all these comes under the intelligence space, where it is all reminding us that these are the world of improvements which I have to understand. And industry side, the fraud detection, of course, we are continuously improving that, and then predicting that actually, and avoiding that. So then the stock market trading bots, there are many things we don't recommend that which part is really worth of it, because there is so much of risk on that, but still continuously we are improving it. And then gaming, yeah, of course, we are generating so much of content with the gaming industry, and then improving that the NPCs or the devices, what we call it as. So all these things comes under the real world examples, and then coming under the education, specifically on the AI tutors. For example, starting from learning English. Okay, so it is like there are many apps which can simulate that how you are pronouncing it, how you have to pronounce it, and then it will automatically work with you, which means that they will be understanding your slang, and then they will pronounce again that you have to pronounce in that way. Okay, so starting from that, it will be telling you that how you have to improve based on your own learning, based on your own ability to current state of current state where you are. Okay, then the smart assistants, for example, you just put YouTube video, and then it will tell you the summary. And there are so many tools which can tell you that your ma'am is actually trying to take the seminar, or let's say a lecturer, and you just turn on that particular app and then let the app hear the lecturer, and after that it will tell you the smart decision, saying that what is the summary, what are the things which you have to learn, what are the things which you can ignore. Okay, so that kind of assistants are there. And then career guidance, yes, of course. Now the normal resume will not be working. ATS, which is kind of your resume is powered with the systems, the career resume builder systems, so that assistance and all is required. And then of course it will tell you that hacker rank and all, which will automatically tell you that your score, and then how you have to fine tune your particular learning path. All of these things it will tell. And then automating the task when it comes under the research, writing, and then coding assistance, of course we are doing it day by day. And then we will tell them, now we don't want to prompt it, I just tell them my imaginary vision of or what is the final product is, and then when I wake up in the morning the product will be ready. That's how is my expectation. Now the top AI players, the virtual assistants, let's say Siri or Alexa, Google Assistant or Cortana. So now it's renamed as Copilot. Okay, so ChatGPT, Bing AI, which is again Copilot, or Google Alexa. And there are so many things which I listed. I don't want to just read all of these things, but I just wanted to tell you the view about how that AI looks like. I just wanted to stop for a minute and then go back to my place where I'm going into that. So you must be seeing all these things now. Okay. All right. So okay, this is the ChatGPT paid version, let's say 4.0, and then they have given an additional option that scheduled tasks. Okay, before that, let me tell you the plan differences what we have in India. So this is the plan where you will be getting most of the options in the ChatGPT. And when I'm not promoting ChatGPT here, the aim is to understand how that operator model works in India. Okay, so the next plan is that $200 US dollars. Okay, but however, there is another plan called $380, which is not introduced in India, but if you are in US mobile and US local address, you will be getting it. There is a social security number is required for obtaining that. Once you get it, that's where the operator comes into the picture, and then you can schedule it. But before that, what is there in India, in ChatGPT, there is a 4.0 GPT, which is called ChatGPT tasks. Okay, so here you can task it whatever you want. For example, my prompt is this. Okay, so I hope everyone can see it. So this is just for getting a particular topics, and I'm scheduling it for 12 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. Every 2 hours, one content should be coming with the 400 words. Okay, and then specifically for the persona is for OpenShift administrators and the architects, and should not be having theory included with the commands. And this is just to get that the content for every day. Okay, so now you can look at how many contents it created. So many things it created. Actually, every 2 hours I'm getting it. I'm really enjoying this particular task. Okay, this is one thing which I want, and then I can also schedule it based on whatever I need it. Okay, the task which is very efficient, as well as when you are into the paid plan, you will be having lots and lots of GPTs. For example, yesterday also one person asked that how to draw a mountain, right? So you go to DALL-E and then just prompt it, it will be giving you the DALL-E, that particular image. Okay, trust me, these images are written by or created by the AI. Okay, so you have to be prompting based on humanoid version. Okay, so now I know that what is that human created image and then AI created image. But if you wanted to more realistic, then you have to work on the prompt. Okay, so it's like there are many GPTs are available. If you wanted to create a website, you can do that. Code by everything, whatever you name it, everything is there. Okay, so you wanted to create a video, you don't want to you don't want to go with the camera and then record it and then doing it. So it is just give the information over it. That's it. It will automatically create a video. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You just make it and then it will be ready. That's it. Okay, so this is about ChatGPT. And then Perplexity. I love this Perplexity model. This is funded by Amazon. The way how Google works, Google search works, right? So it is an advanced form of Google search. Okay, so you can ask anything, and then followed up that it will research and then it will provide the answer. There is a free version available, but up to an extent you can try it out in the free itself. Don't want to go to pro version. Then the Cloud A is one of the very popular thing, and here also in the paid version they are giving the agents, but I'm not having the paid version. But this is also having more compute for free version as well. I think the 20 to 25 prompts you can use it, and it is equally good as ChatGPT and then Google Gemini as well. Google Gemini, when it comes, it's like we now that I mean, it's like if you have not used it, please use it. And whatever you wanted to take it, for example, coding or anything that you want, you can ask them, and then it will automatically give you. If you have a Google Workspace, of course, it is all free for at least 6 months. It is free. That's my understanding. You can try it out if you have a workspace. The next one is that Google Copilot. Google Copilot write programs in very excellent way. Okay, and if you wanted to have a research from internet, ChatGPT, and then with the help of search in the internet, it will be working. Now, Copilot is again using the same language model what ChatGPT is using, but however, it is created by Microsoft engineers and ChatGPT is created by OpenAI engineers. Okay, so but you cannot mix up the code from here to there, which means that one one AI tool created a program which should not be used in other ChatGPT. I mean other AI tool to correct it. Okay. Now, when it comes to agents, Copilot also working on the agent, and then they will be giving shortly with the agent, which means that you can replace with all the day-to-day tasks with the help of agent. Okay. And of course, DeepSeek. I hope you all have account created in DeepSeek. I have not extensively used, but it is all free. So far, the paid version is not yet released, but however, you can use it. Okay. So I request you to use it, but because of the crowd, I think it is all very slow. But it will give you the information. Right now, it is like a think, R1. R1 is the LLM model which they are using it. So you can give a try and then understand it. Okay. I'll tell you a very general use case. For example, if you wanted to write an email, send an email to anybody. Okay. You can write something and then you can ask ChatGPT or any of the AI tools to correct it with the emotions and with the selling, aspects, all of these things. This is very simple, use case what you can use it. Other than that, if you have any other requirement, it all be fulfilled by current, the AI language models itself. But when we comes to agent, the operator is the current model, which is very high model, which is available in the market, but not in India. In India, we only have the tasks which is available under the agent. It's under the hood of agent, which is a miniature of the agent, which is available on the $20 plan starting from it. Okay. Now, let's go back to the presentation. All right. So now the benefits of the AI agents for tech professionals. It is not only for the tech professionals, but anybody which we can say the task automation or performance improvements or decision making. We are all talking about API world, and then API world we are talking about millisecond responses. Okay, we are not talking about 10 seconds or 20 seconds. That will be like very huge. Okay, so you will be transacting through UPI, right? So the UPI backend processing, we have very strange SLA that it will all be completed within 2 seconds, 3 seconds, or 10 milliseconds to 100 milliseconds. This is our computing response. Okay, so the entire life cycle should be finished within 2 seconds or 3 seconds. If it is going more than 3 seconds, it will be timing out. So those kind of things only we are working, which means that performance is really costly, so that I can have more processing within less computing, right? So then the scalability and the efficiency, I process billions and billions of transactions, and then immediately identify if any anything which come across. Razorpay is one good example for that, and they very very efficiently they will catch up with the transaction with one particular transaction. In every day, what they are processing with 100 million transactions. Okay, more than that also. And then optimizing the cloud operations. Yes, of course, we are working on that particular thing to make sure that systems will be monitored, servers will be monitored, applications will be monitored 24/7 in any scale. Okay, if you talk about any enterprises, Airtel or the Vodafone or any of these things, right? So they are all having 300 to 400 million subscribers, and then every subscriber data and manually predicting is very very hard. It is like impossible, right? So we have to manage that cloud operations very efficiently and then predict any kind of anomalies and then improve it, and of course the incident responses as well. So what is that? We have a comparison between AI and human intelligence. AI excels in automations, recognition, and then speed. Now humans come into that. It's like creativity. It's like right now it is all about. We are saying that you give this, you give that. That kind of ordering only which we are doing. So we have to collaborate between AI and the human to improve rather than the replacement. That's what we are saying. And the future of AI agents, of course, we have that everyone is talking about their own way. Okay, so their own way of improving the AI adoptions. Okay, so that way I don't want to read these things, but every industry is all having their own agents. That's the key takeaway in this particular one which I can say. And where you can start learning Python or OpenAI's APIs. Any most of the code also, AI code also, application codes available in GitHub. You can download and then you can try it also. Experiment with the AI tools like AI powered apps. You implement it, then you will understand how it goes. And then it's like there are so many communities out there you can join and then understand what are the predictions it is all going. Okay. The key takeaways again. Let's say what are the AIs, and then what are the traditional LLMs, and what are the differences, and the need of the AI agents, and what are the benefits. These are the things which we have learned. Now it is time for Q&A, and I'm really glad to answer any of your questions as well. Okay, there is one question. Most of the answers are wrong in ChatGPT. Yeah, of course, there is a paid version which you have to go, and then we are using the paid version, and nothing we seem to be a wrong version. Or always, ChatGPT says that it is ChatGPT also make it wrong. Okay, you cannot just believe that answers what it gives, but most of the decisions we don't see anything in the wrong way. Okay, so for example, if a person wants to make it like a decision, let's say in the morning I have a hospital appointment, I have a meeting meeting with my CTO, or I have appointment with my girlfriend who accepted to date. You can predict that what is the best answer for that, what is the priority. It will give you all that. Okay, this is just just for a shake I'm saying, but organization decisions you can make it with ChatGPT, and we don't see anything wrong there. Maybe you can try it with some paid version and then decide how it goes. Okay, and then the next question is that Copilot is not by Google. Yes, you are right. It is from Microsoft. Okay, you are right. And then out of your experiences, which one is best? So I mean, it is like everyone comes up with their own advantages. We don't see that anything which is wrong. I love ChatGPT and I love Perplexity also. Some extent, and Cloud also I use it. In the some extent. And I don't be very favor of Google Gemini, as most of my tasks are fulfilled by these three players. Okay. However, I see that customers are using Copilot in the organization. That's what I see. Any more questions we can talk. I think I'm done.
And thank you, sir. It was amazing. And you started with the AI agent. And also, sir, I do need a clarification regarding chatbots. Sir, are we clear?
Yeah.
Sir, you talked about self-aware agents. And when we use AI tools, AI is not equal to human brain, and I think that AI generates content in a rapid speed, and also the words used by AI, the text or the content generated by AI, it would be difficult to understand. And won't it create any ethical issues like understanding text? Human cannot understand all the words used by AI, and won't it be leading to any problems?
Okay, so we have, we have trained in some extent also, and the words, for example, you can generate the content based on the level of proficiency as well. Those benefits also there. But however, let me clarify one thing that if you want, I mean, they are spending so much of money, which is millions and millions of dollars for getting this particular thing to work. Okay, it is not a simple task actually. If you see that there are so many engineers, so many things which they are getting into it. Now, the paid version is what it is all giving up with the fruitful information, which we can say. I don't say that you should move to paid version, but however, all your things, right, it will all be fulfilled, but there must be some gap in terms of the which model are you using. Okay, maybe you select the appropriate model and try it, but we are using it for day-to-day task. But I mean, it's like the chances of failure, chances of the wrong way of doing it. I mean, it's like I used to write emails many, and then I used to add more emotions based on the sender what I'm sending also, and every word is very important. Okay, I
Yes.
keep training, and then now GPT understood that what is the way how I should write it. Now none of these things are failing. Okay,
Yes,
which
yes,
means
yes.
that you have to understand and use appropriately. That will help you, and then that will work for you, which means that you have to make sure that that works for you, rather than that you just I mean, you just train them. This is what I
Yes.
like it, this is the way you have to give me these kind of things. You just write it and it will automatically understand. It will also apologize. Okay, so
Yes,
that's how
yes,
it works.
yes.
Try it out. Yeah, yeah.
Actually, it is
It's really
like
funny. Yeah,
it
yeah.
is like bridging AI versus human.
Of course. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So,
Sir, one of the audience raised a hand. Sir.
Okay, yeah, please go ahead.
and dear participants, you can unmute your mic and ask, raise questions or clarify your doubts.
Sumati ma'am, just unmute your mic and ask the question. Sumati.
And also, sir, you talked about AI tutors.
Yeah.
And is it possible
Yes.
to mention any tools, sir, AI tutors, where we can use it for communication purpose?
We can ask ChatGPT. Let's see how it goes.
So when it comes to okay,
Uh,
okay.
stuff. Help me become. No, not help me become. Help become tutor for me. Okay, it search with internet as well. Just searching web. Okay, so Khan Academy. Can we go
Can
to?
it go by Khan
Okay,
Academy?
so Brainly. I think you did you use Brainly? Brainly is one of the very powerful thing.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay. Quizlets I have tried, but I have not used it, and these things which you can use it.
Fine, sir.
Basically, it's like Brainly is something where you ask question, you ask something, you provide your work, it will automatically tell you what other things which you have to pick up from there. Okay,
Thank you, sir.
you can take it in that. Yeah,
Sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
yeah, of course. Okay. So, any other questions?
So we don't need to.
Audience, if you have any questions, ask.
Everything is clear, I
We
think,
are
sir.
running out of time.
Right, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
And soon, ma'am, shall we close? Shall we end the session, madam?
Yes, sir.
And as we wrap up day 2 of our 5-day faculty development program on revolutionizing digital content curation and access, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to each one of you for your active participation and engagement. I request Ms. T. Maheshwari, Assistant Professor, Department of Statistics, to propose vote of thanks. Madam, over to you, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. It is my privilege to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks on the second day of our 5-day faculty development program on revolutionizing digital content curation and access. First and foremost, I express my sincere gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Mr. Sukumar Subraj sir, for his insightful and enriching session on AI agents. His expertise and knowledge have truly enlightened us about evolving landscape of digital content and its accessibility. A special thanks to our respected principal ma'am, whose continuous encouragement and leadership make events like this possible. I also extend my appreciation to Research Library Committee and JISRS team for their tireless efforts in organizing this FDP. Their dedication ensures the smooth execution of this enriching program. My gratitude goes to all the faculty members and participants for their active engagement, enthusiasm, and thought-provoking discussions, which make this initiative truly meaningful. Last but not least, a big thank you to our technical and organizing team for their behind-the-scenes efforts in ensuring the seamless delivery of today's session. With this, we conclude today's session and look forward to meeting again for another insightful day tomorrow. Thank you all.
And dear participants, the
Thank you,
feedback
sir.
link. Okay. So thank you so much, sir, and thank you, madam. Dear participants, a feedback link is shared in the chat box, and that link will be activated for the next 10 minutes. And today's session on AI agents by Mr. Sukumar Subaraj was truly insightful. And I also want to acknowledge the efforts of the organizing committee. And with that, we conclude today's session. We'll meet again tomorrow at 7 p.m. for another enriching session. So thank you and have a wonderful evening. Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
So thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.